Hey friends! So I want to do a little intro to Clubhouse because at least when I was getting started, I was so confused about how to do anything, and it was there was a learning curve for sure. But if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there's this new app called Clubhouse, which is an audio drop-in chat. And so there's no text chat, it's audio only, and it's been popular the past few months, I would say. And it's iOS only right now, and it's invite only right now. And so it's been getting buzz because there's celebrities who are on it right now. And I think also it's been really good for networking, at least for people in the entertainment industry. And so the things that I learned from it are first off, you're gonna choose the things that interest you, maybe things to follow or groups to follow, clubs to follow, and that will sort of let you get notifications about chats that are group chats that are getting started. And essentially, I like to describe it as a live podcast that's happening. People are holding sort of panels almost, or podcasts, where they have speakers, maybe just one person, two people, a few people, who are coming together to talk about a particular subject. When you enter in that group, you're going to be in the audience. So when I first entered, I thought I'm wait, how do I mute? Am I being disruptive? Do they hear me? No, you're in the audience. They can't hear you. You're just listening. And people who are on the stage and who are part of the panel, the moderators and the speakers, those are the ones you hear. And so when you go, you can listen, and it's like listening to a podcast, which is pretty cool. But what makes this different is that you can raise your hand, and up to the moderator's discretion, they can welcome you on stage to either ask your question that you have or speak on the topic that's being discussed. So that's what's cool about this, is that it's very interactive. And yeah, I've been to some that are casting directors who are just sharing their knowledge and wisdom and doing Q&As and stuff. And so it's been really fruitful. And what's also cool about this is I think the makers of this really implemented networking into this, because you can click on any of these pictures that you see, because you just see little icons of people talking. You can click on any of them and see their blurb about them, and see who they're following, see who's following them, and also their Instagram. But through that, you can just find connections, and especially when you're in the room, there's the audience, and then there's the speakers, and then in between are people that the speakers are following, who are in the audience. So when you see those people, you might be oh, who are those people? I might want to also follow them. They might be of interest to me. And so you can click on them and see what they're about. And if you're wow, they seem really cool, then you can click on them. That's definitely happened for me, where I saw someone who was part of an agency, and she was God first. And I was yeah, that's cool. And then she also said that she represents people of color. And I was okay, I'm gonna follow you. And now I get notified about panels that she's a part of. And I was wow, this is really awesome. And so just making connections, learning about people, and it's very creative. And so for me, at least, I've definitely taken advantage of there could be certain things that are close to your heart. For me, creatives that are also Christians that are creative, there are special groups that's their heart, and that's their mindset, is that they want to do things for the kingdom of God. And so it's been really cool to connect with those people who have the same heart as me, and just hear what God's doing in their lives, and what they're doing and what God's doing in their lives. So that has been my favorite part about this app. And so I guess talking about when you're in the room, you can raise your hand to be on stage. Most of the time after you say your thing, once you're on stage, you mute, and then usually one person's talking at a time, everyone else is muted on stage. When people are talking on stage and you are also on stage and something really resonates with you, people will mute and unmute really quickly, rapidly, and they make that applause. That's what they call applause. And so, yeah, that's the thing that happens. And they can put you back down to the stage too if they want. And you can also ping your friends. If you're on a panel and you're like, wow, this is really good. Who would love this? My friend Susan. And so I'll ping her into the room. And so, yeah, those I think are the main features about it. And yeah, I think it's a really great way to reach out and meet new people, and connect with people, like-minded people. Like all social media, make sure that you manage your time, because I could be on all day, honestly. There's always a panel you could go to. There's always someone you could be talking with and learning from. And it's there's even a little calendar you can click, and it just says all the things that you could be doing. And it's wow, but what about the rest of my day in the real world? But one thing I will say is that because it's an audio drop-in, you can do other things. You can literally be on a different app, checking your email, or cooking, cleaning, and you can just be listening. It's up to you if you want to, interact by raising your hand and saying something. Otherwise, you could just treat it like a podcast, a live podcast that you're listening to. So I really like that aspect. And yeah, so it's been good for me, and I'm sure the culture is going to change within it as well. And maybe it's just my aspect from an entertainment industry person's perspective, but it's been really good. And so that's sort of, hopefully that helps. And I recorded, sort of the interface, but they don't let you record audio. So I was describing it all and you can't hear any of it. So hopefully all of this helps. Let me know if you're on. You can follow me. You can follow my friend Susan. You can follow any of us. Yeah, hope to see you on there. Bye.